Okay, that is the thing. Again, the second is that compromising the information. So here, this is leaking of information. Whatever the message which is going to be transmitted, we may think that the message which we conveyed, which is going to be secure. But what the people will do, what the attacker they will do, they will try to compromise, or they will try to no get the information. This may be called as a eavesdrop. Give me a second. I am facing some. So this is eavesdropping. So that means that we may feel that the information what we are communicating to others is secure. But meanwhile, any person or maybe the attacker, they will have the copy of your information. They will have what the secret message which you are sharing. So that is the security of information which can be compromised by means of leak or eavesdrop. How this can be done, right? See, suppose if you are standing in front of the ATM machine, right? Are the people who are sitting next to you in the train or bus, when you are using your mobile phone, whatever the pattern lock you are using for unlock your device, or whatever the pin number which you are using to unlock your device, right? And the people who are standing next to you are sitting next to you, they will see what you are typing or what you are drawing on the display. Very similarly, when you are using your ATM card in the ATM machine, and if the person is very close behind to you, and then they will be seeing you that, right? And what type of what pin number are you entering. So by the way, so this is again one general way, right? People, through the curiosity, they will try to know what type of password, what type of pattern they are using. So again, through that, the information security can be compromised or attacked. When we talk about attack, again, the attack is something, any action that compromise the security of an information device or network. So for example, if I'm sending good morning, right? Instead of this good morning, what the attacker will do, if suppose if the attacker has this information, and he can do various action with this information. Once if the attacker get this information, right? He may get this information, or he may make changes in this information. Instead of morning, he can send evening, good evening, or instead of good, or he can make bad evening or bad morning. Otherwise, you can completely remove this part. You will send only morning, or otherwise, you will completely remove this. You will send only a bad message, right? So there are again different types of attacks. For time being, you can learn. The thing is that when we talk about an attack is something that any action that compromises security of any organization which is owned, right? Whether it can be a file, or whether it can be information, or whether it can be any device security, whatever it is, right? And when it comes to the security goals, there are three informations or three criteria parameters to be fulfilled in order to achieve a security. The first one is that protect the confidentiality of a data. When we talk about the confidentiality of any data, that means that it can be delivered to the person who are intended to receive or read the message. Or I could say that the secrecy of the message which has to be maintained. Suppose if I am sending a letter to one person through the registered post, right? X to Y, and you might have heard about that this postman, and they will deliver to the person, right, to whom I am sending the letter by getting their signature, right? That shows that, and after receiving the letter, right, whatever the acknowledgement which has been signed by the receiver, and the same acknowledgement will be delivered to the sender. By receiving the acknowledgement from the sender, receiving the acknowledgement from the receiver, the sender will assume that the message or the letter has been delivered to the correct receiver. So that means that, so he assumed that whatever the letter which has been sent, which is delivered to the correct or the intended receiver to whom he has sent a letter, right? And it approves that, or it proves that only he could read the message. That means that the confidentiality, which means that in the communication, whatever the message I am sending, that message which has to be delivered or read or accessed by only the intended receiver or the correct receiver. No other person should not be able to read the information during the transmission or after receiving, right? So this property is called a confidentiality. Are you clear with this? What is meant by confidentiality? If you have any queries, quickly write in the chat box. Sometimes I may not be focusing on the chat box. If you feel that the query has to be solved immediately, you can unmute yourself and then you can raise your queries. I'll be solving your queries. Excuse me. I hope this concept is clear. What is meant by confidentiality, right? Confidentiality is something that whatever the information, right, which we are transmitting, the transmitted information which has to be delivered to the correct or authorized users, that assumes that the message has been received and read by intended users, right? However, it is clear. The second parameter, hold on a second. Okay, the second parameter is integrity of the data. When we talk about an integrity, that means that whatever the message I am sending to the receiver, that has to be delivered to the receiver without any modifications, without any deletions, without updations, without any data loss. What happens? Suppose if I'm sending an information, I'm trying to clear. Yes. Suppose if I'm sending this hello message to the receiver, right? The receiver has to receive the content as it is, 100% as it is, without any modifications. That is called an integrity. Suppose if I'm sending the message hello, instead of hello, if the user is receiving only HEL, so this does not claim an integrity, right? So there should not be any deletion of the message or any addition. Suppose if some other values are added in the other things, hello 1 2 3. So this is not the correct one which has been transmitted by the sender. So there should not be any addition, there should not be any modification or any deletion or any data loss, right? That means that integrity is the parameter which refers that whatever the data which has been sent by the sender, which has to be delivered to the receiver as it is, without any type of operations, 100% as it is. I hope it is clear. The first point which we discussed is confidentiality, which is meant by secrecy. And the second one is that integrity. Integrity means 100% same data has to be delivered without any further modification, changes, deletion, addition, nothing. The third parameter, which is going to be a goal of the security, which is an availability. Promote the availability of the data for authorized users. That means that, say for example, suppose availability refers to that any operation or any process, if any user authorized to use a particular resources, and that resource should be available at all time. Just simple example, say for example, suppose if you have bank account and you are maintaining some, say for example, you are having 10,000 balance in your account and you have all the ATM cards as well as internet banking facility, or you have all type of banking facilities. You need an emergency. You wanted to withdraw 1,000 rupees from your account, right? And you are going to the ATM and you are inserting your card and entering the correct PIN numbers. Even after you are an authenticated users, if you are not able to withdraw the money, this should not be happen to the authorized users. This is okay. Sometimes the money which which is deposited, which is kept in the track or maybe in the ATM machine, which might have overdraft or which might have vanished, right? Other than that, when it comes to the database, say for example, other example I could say that if you have the database, say for example, employee database, you are the database administrator and you are creating a website, or maybe you might be you are maintaining a database employee table, and you are an administrator for that information or table. But if you are not able to do any type of operation with the database which you have the admin rights, then that should not be accepted. So that means that availability something refers to that all the resources, right? Any information or file or any other resources which should be readily available to the users who are authorized to use those informations or files. I hope these three concepts which are very clear now. If you have any queries, you can write in the chat box or you can post it here. So when it comes to the cyber security goals or security goals, you need to remember this CIA: confidentiality, integrity, availability. So sometimes, so this can be called as a CIA triangle, right? If you say that or any information is secured, then in that cases it need to attain or it need to have are the combination of all the three parameters, which is CIA, confidentiality, integrity, and then availability. So, but here sometimes they will get confused with the Central Intelligence Agency. So here I've just written AIC so that you will remember easily. Availability, integrity, and then confidentiality, right? So these are the three factors which are going to be the goals of system security, right? I hope it is clear. Shall I move to the next slide? Okay. So this is the diagram through which you will try to understand the concept, which is very clearly, right? So confidentiality, integrity, and then availability. So this is called a CIA triangle, right? Intersection of all these three aspects, right? We call as a security goals. Right now, I'll try to little elaborate with the different aspects, right? Confidentiality, which is roughly equivalent to the privacy and avoids unauthorized disclosure of information. So that means that so this will confidentiality will protect the information from unauthorized disclosures, or it will be avoid or protect from the leakage, right? Other than the intended users, no other persons will be allowed to read that information, right? So this involves a protection of data by means of applying any encryption techniques and providing access for those who are allowed to see it while disallowing others from learning anything about its content. So that means that only the allowed users to whom I wanted to send, for example, X and Y, right? I'll send the message such a way that it is encrypted version. The data can be read by only Y by doing decryption process with the help of the key which I shared already with this user, right? Suppose if I'm saying that if I'm giving my laptop to someone else, right? At the same time, I need to share my password. If this is the username and this is the password, then only you can be able to open the laptop. Very similarly, if the data are the information which is going to be anything urgent, urgent, okay. If any information which are going to be shared, right, in a secured way, right, it can be transmitted in the form of encrypted version. The person who has the valid key only you will be allowed to decrypt and then read the message, right? Automatically this will protect from the unauthorized users to get the informations, right? That's it. Again, here the data encryption is a good example. Again, in the later part, maybe after 2-3 session, we'll more discuss about what are the different types of encryptions, right? Again, so what are the different tools through which we can attain confidentiality? The first one is that encryption, access control, authentication, authorization, physical security. Physical security already we discussed, right? Again, when it comes to the encryption, right? Encryption is any process through which we'll try to send information in a secured way, right? Say, for example, I'm sending an information as AMPATH, right? If I'm transmitting this information as it is, what I wrote, right? Maybe some letter or maybe in any emails or SMS, right? If any attacker get this information, you will get the complete information because I did not do any no method or maybe any encryption technique, nothing. So here, this will be received by the receiver without any modifications, and if this information has been cached by any third party or man in the middle, right, you will get the complete information about. You're not supposed to unmute during the lectures unless until if you have any queries. You're allowed to unmute and ask your queries. Other than that, keep your mic muted. So when we talk about encryption, right? So this is a traditional way of communication. I'm not doing any security technique directly. What are the message I wanted to send? I'm sending as it is. The problem with this type of communication is that if the message has been, if the security of the message has been compromised, man in the middle or attacker, he can get the information and then he can read easily. To avoid this, right, encryption technique can be used. When we talk about an encryption, right, I can, instead of sending an actual message, right, I could say something, I could transfer in a different way. Say, for example, SAMPATH. So this, I'm going to apply some techniques, right, where individual characters are going to be mapped or converted into some other characters. So instead of yes, I can use question mark, and then instead of A, I can use star, and then hash symbol A, D, B, H, and then 4. So if any information, so now this is called a ciphertext. This is called an encrypt plain text. Before encryption, I'll try to explain a few the key concepts through which you will try to understand it. One second, I'll open a open port. Give me a second. Is the screen visible for you? Whiteboard screen is visible. right? So I'll try to write here a little more flexible. So for example, if I wanted to send, is the font visible? Shall I increase the size? First of all, let me know is the open board screen is visible, which is I just shared. Yes. Okay. It is visible, right? Then I just increased my pen size. Suppose if I wanted to send a message, hello, right? So if I use an encryption technique, instead of sending this as it is, I can convert into some other format, which is, say, for example, H can be replaced by maybe some heart, and then E can be replaced by 2. Again, L can be replaced by maybe some R. Again, so again, this L can be replaced by R. Again, O can be replaced by exclamatory symbol. Suppose if the user is sending this message without encryption, so this will go as it is, hello, and if attacker gets this information, and he will read the message. So now what I did, instead of sending this HELLO, I converted into some other format or some other values, this converted value which is easily not understandable, I could say that, right? So converting this actual message into some other format or unintelligible message, which is called an encryption process. I hope now all of you clear what is meant by an encryption technique, right? So whatever the any protocols which we are using for internet access, HTTPS, we use secured protocols. All these protocols, they are using any one of the encryption techniques, right? Whenever the information is being transmitted from one device to other devices, I'll have a query. All of you are using WhatsApp, right? What type of security encryption they are using in their WhatsApp application? What type of encryption are they following? End to end, yes. Almost everyone knows about end to end encryption. One to one encryption or end to end encryption. Okay, okay. So what it means that? Does anybody know? Anyone knows about what is that end to end encryption? First, let me complete this encryption, right? Encryption is the process through which we'll convert our actual information into some other format, right? So that is, that converted format will not be easily understandable by if any person or attacker got that information, right? The actual information which I'm going to transmit. So this is called a plain text, right? The hello message which I wanted to transmit, that is called a plain text. The message which I converted into the different format, so that is called a ciphertext, right? So now you will be understanding what is meant with this encryption. Encryption is the process through which we will try to convert our actual information which we wanted to transmit, or our plain text information, into the ciphertext information. Plain text is the actual information which we wanted to transmit. The ciphertext is the information which we received or the output of the encryption function. So when we use encryption function, so this is message here. So that is going to be applied into the encryption function. At the end of the encryption function, we'll get some information which is called a ciphertext. So this M is the message which we are calling as the plain text. Right? Plain text which is applied into the encryption function. That encryption function which will produce the cipher text. Right? So this is encryption part which will be carried out at the sender side. The same, the ciphertext thread. Suppose if the data wanted to travel down the network during the network transmission, or if the data is transmitted through the medium, this information which is going to be transmitted in the form of ciphertext only. When the data reaches to the destination, right? Again, what they'll do after reaching the data into the destination, again the reverse operation will be carried out at the receiving gate. Now receiver will receive the ciphertext. Ciphertext will be received by the receiver, and he will use a decryption function. Decryption function is a reverse process of encryption where actual information which was converted into the ciphertext, but the decryption which will convert our ciphertext information into the actual message which is a plain text. So here, suppose if I am sending a hello as a message, ciphertext. So here I'll get alpha 2 again R HELLO. So here what was the value is exclamation, right? So here this information which are going to be traveled on the network. Once if the information are received at the receiver end, alpha 2 R and exclamatory symbol, right? So this is going to be applied to the decryption function, where the decryption function you will use the key which is used for encryption. It is the reverse process after applying the decryption process. So here the receiver will get the actual information alone. I hope you are all very clear with this, what is meant by an encryption, as well as basic terminologies which are related to the encryption process. The plain text is the message which the user want to transmit, and then encryption function is the function or any public function technique through which our plain text will be converted into ciphertext. Again, the ciphertext will be applied to the decryption function at the receiver end. Decryption function is the reverse process of encryption. It will convert our ciphertext, which will take ciphertext as input, and that will convert as plain text as the output, right? And in between, whatever the thing which we are going to use for encryption, that can be called as a keys, right? Very similarly, how we are using the password key, right? Your PIN number. Very similarly, there are certain information which are going to be used for conversion of the plain text to the ciphertext when we are applying for encryption. So that is called a key. Maybe in the later sessions, we'll elaborate more about what are discussed. If you have any queries, you can write your queries in the chat box. Okay. If you have any queries, no, there are some queries which has to be addressed. I didn't see the messages. Give me some time. I will read it. No third party can access this message. Okay, and message can only be decrypted at the receiver. Yes, probably yes, but otherwise, if suppose if the attacker gets your information in the middle, and attacker also you will try all the different possible combinations, through that you will try to break the security. Rehan Ali asked a question. Only the person for whom the message is meant to be will have the key to decrypt the message. Is it an answer for the question which I raised, or are you asking a question? Okay, that's good. I hope there are no more queries. If you have any queries, quickly you can write in the chat box. Otherwise, we'll move to the next one, which is an access control. Right? I was explaining about so far. I was explaining about this complete encryption process. You would have got the quite idea about what is meant by encryption, right? When we talk about the access control, say for example, right, and if there are certain files, right, access control defines rules and policies for limiting access to a system or a physical or virtual resources. Simply, I could say that suppose if you are logging in with, if you have any files with you, say for example, Excel file, and if you have given only the read privileges, there are certain files we'll read only, I mean, will open only in the read mode. That means that the access control which is given to the user for the specific files. There are certain files, right, which only you can read it. There are certain files where you allow the both read and write access, right? Very similarly, there are certain resources which are going to be restricted with the certain privileges. Suppose another example I could point here is that suppose if you are using login using a student ID or student login, you may not have get the 100% privileges to make modification in the laptops when you are using our college laptops. You may not be able to, or you will not be able to install any softwares unless until you have the access control to the, if the access control installation control is given to you. You cannot uninstall, you cannot format the PC, right? You will have only the restricted access with the particular resources. That is called an access control. I hope this is clear. If you have any queries, you can quickly write in the chat box. Otherwise, hope all of you wrote your attendance in the chat box.